Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Imana Amawe. Coming up on the program today, President Muhammadu Buhari condemns fresh attack on Benue State. Jos benefits from the World Health Organization's Vaccination Week. And Nigeria joins the rest of the world to observe Malaria Day. Welcome to the program. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has nullified the reordered election sequence proposed by the National Assembly on the grounds that the legislators lacked the powers to schedule dates and the order of elections. In a 2-hour judgment delivered by Justice Ahmed Mohammed, the court insists that the Independent National Electoral Commission is the only body that is constitutionally empowered to undertake, organize, supervise and fix election dates and sequences in the country. Justice Mohammed further declares that the Electoral Amendment Bill passed into law by the National Assembly is in clear violation of paragraph 15 of the third schedule of the 1999 Constitution as amended.
We want to say kudos again, having risen to the occasion expectedly. The position of the court is that the powers given to INEC under the Constitution, particularly Section 15A of the third schedule of the Constitution, cannot be taken away by an amendment of the National Assembly or a bill or an act of National Assembly. They have to first go to the Constitution, have it amended before they can take such powers, and not to go behind the doors to take away such a power.
Definitely we are going to test the decision upstairs. We are heading to the Court of Appeal because we are not satisfied with the reasons his lordship gave. For instance, he relied on the obiter dictum in Attorney General Benue State against Attorney General Federation. That was not the ratio in that case, and that decision is decisive of this type of dispute. And secondly, we challenged the local standard of the plaintiff because they did not tender the certificate of registration. We also submitted some Supreme Court decisions to that effect. That aspect was completely left out of the judgment.
Meanwhile, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has ordered the remand of Senator Peter Nwaboshi at the Ikoyi prisons until Friday, April the 28th, when a ruling will be given on whether or not to admit him to bail. Justice Mohammed Idris made the order after listening to the arguments for and against the bail application. Counsel to Senator Nwaboshi asked the court to grant his client's bail on self-recognizance, but the EFCC opposed his plea, insisting that there were still pending charges against the lawmaker. Senator Nwaboshi, who represents Delta North District at the National Assembly, was arraigned by the Anti-Graft Agency on Wednesday on 2 counts of fraud. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. The Senate has adjourned plenary in solidarity with the embattled Senator Dino Melaye. Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki led other lawmakers to the National Hospital to find out the condition of the embattled lawmaker. The Senate has also summoned the Inspector General of Police to appear at plenary on Thursday, April the 26th, to brief lawmakers on the arrest of Senator Melaye, as well as the unending killings of Nigerians across the country. The president has described as vile and satanic the killing of worshippers and 2 priests at a Catholic church in Gwer East local government area of Benue State. In a statement, President Muhammadu Buhari extends his condolences to the government and people of Benue State over the killings, adding, and I quote, "This latest assault on innocent persons is particularly despicable. Violating a place of worship, killing priests and worshippers is not only vile, evil and satanic. It is clearly calculated to stoke up religious conflict and plunge our communities into endless bloodletting." End of quote. President Buhari vows that the nation will not bow to the killers, whom he promises would be hunted down and made to pay for the crime. And the Kaduna State Governor, Nasser El-Rufai, has launched the State Vigilante Service to assist security agency fight crime. The state government has also disbanded all private security outfits while empowering the new service on complementing the roles of the police and other security agencies in intelligence gathering.
In establishing the vigilance service, the Kaduna State once again making concrete investments in security of its people. The vigilance service will complement the existing security and law enforcement agencies, which are federal assets. The Kaduna State government has consistently supported these agencies, from providing vehicles and other assistance to actually funding operations undertaken by these federal assets. Judging from the wide coverage, security is one of the big challenges of our time. Yet, any familiarity with the issue beyond the headlines that tell painful stories of loss, injury, and sometimes displacement.
From security to health, 4,000, that's the number of children that health workers in Plateau State plan to immunize this week. This is part of an awareness campaign by the state in partnership with the World Health Organization to reduce mortality and deformity that come with ailments such as tuberculosis, poliomyelitis, and yellow fever. The partner, the World Health Organization, insists that the routine immunization can be improved by continuous awareness, as well as taking the exercise to both accessible and inaccessible children.
If most of the men and women adversely affected by such ailments as poliomyelitis had access to adequate medical attention when they were children, their stories may have been told differently. To ensure that more children are saved the scourge, the World Health Organization has put a program together to vaccinate young children against tuberculosis, poliomyelitis, hepatitis B, tetanus, whooping cough, pneumonia, among others. In Jos, the Plateau State capital, the health body is not just vaccinating children, but also finding ways to create awareness on the need for the exercise, which is part of the annual African Vaccination Week.
Activities have been put in place to handle the 2018 African Vaccination Week. And this includes advocacy to stakeholders, rallies at local government areas, outreach services for routine immunization, which includes immunization activities in markets, at borders of the state, and other community mobilization.
The health body insists every mother and child have a right to be protected from vaccine-preventable diseases, and the Plateau State government is taking advantage of this partnership to the benefit of its sons and daughters.
As I'm talking to you, the number of unimmunized children for 2018 is above 4,000. So we need to do something drastically because emergency routine immunization has been declared as emergency in Nigeria. That's why CERIC is working very tirelessly to ensure that every area is reached and uptake is improved.
With such awareness and, of course, increased vaccination at the right time, more children will have a chance to live the kind of life they desire without any physical inhibition.
We have more stories on health when we come back after this timeout. Stay with us.